Each memory we hold in our hearts, each laugh that we let ourselves announce, each tear we shed, lets us know that we are whole. Yet how does life, the very gift we have been given, slip away from us so quickly? There's a mind flooded with thoughts and questions, consumed with doubt and fear, all of which leaves no room for joy and laughter, no room to live, you merely survive. And it's in this absence of joy and peace, however, that we instinctively reach out for some sort of lifeline, a glimpse of hope, a sense of direction. And it was during this moment that I found the greatest hope I could have asked for, a lifeline to pull me back in and bring me to a place of solid ground once more. I try to think back to that moment that I finally had no more strength to fight that current, the moment fear had become a natural response, just to give up and stop trying. In the absence of an answer, I began writing, and all of the pieces around me began to fall apart, but only so they could fall back together, this time in the way they were intended. No matter where you are in the world, children everywhere appear to be fearless. They're joyful and without a care in the world. They're all smiles, pinky promises, and games of hide-and-go-seek. They all endeavor to be the line leader, to stay up past bedtime and make their own decisions. Their world is so simple, and yet when you are their age, even the slightest thing seems to be a big deal. And the truth is, it is. The reality behind all of this is that children are not fearless. They are not always carefree and smiles. Their world is not always simple, and they are not always as strong as they hope to make you believe. So many children grow up with fear, and more often than not, over time, it becomes normal for them. Those fears become familiar and even expected. How can 4 unthreatening letters form the existence of so much anguish and turmoil, causing all confidence and hope to vanish? Yet only in the absence of hope are those 4 letters strong, and these are so much stronger. It was hope that brought me from that place of uncertainty, and it's hope that gives me the courage to step out of my comfort zone, even when the most familiar thing to do is not to try. It was the same hope that I was able to share with the children in the first grade classrooms that I read with each week. I saw myself in their eyes, and I could relate to that place of doubt and uncertainty, not thinking they were good enough, doubting that they could even do it. They needed the encouragement to try, just to try. Soon they were improving by leaps and bounds, and they were reading through more books than I could keep track of. And after a month of not seeing them, when I came back, they each came up to me with a smile so big, and they shared over and over about how much they had improved. They were so anxious to show me how well they could read now. I smiled, thinking that it had only been a few weeks, and yet they acted like it had been months. Then I knew that they finally realized that they conquered their fear of reading, of trying those big words. They conquered that fear of failure because they made an effort and tried. Whoever said the only way to conquer your fears is to face them certainly had a point, but there have been so many times that I have questioned whether or not they actually followed their own advice, whether or not they actually knew how hard it was to do that. But after living through those hard moments, when I was standing in the very spot that those first graders were at when they first started reading with me, I can say with all confidence that making the effort to reach for that lifeline, the ultimate hope, was the only thing that pulled me out and brought me to where I am today.